Who are some of the notable wrestlers you might have you encountered on your way?
As a tag team, as the Assassins, as I originally started was Assassins. As Assassins, we got to meet Jack Jerry Briscoe. We got to meet Ted DiBiase when he first come in. Ted DiBiase was Mike McCour's, which I don't know if a lot of people remember Mike, but Mike McCour was a great wrestler. We did a lot of tag team against them guys. About the fourth or fifth match of Terry Hogan, we got to be in Dothan, Alabama. We got to be on the card with him that night. We never wrestled Hogan because he's never did a tag team match. He's always been a one-person deal. But that was some exciting times back in the late 70s, early 80s. Wrestling was really strong. NWA was very strong in Georgia because it used to be GWA, Georgia Wrestling Association, and then they changed it to NWA with Ann Gunkel and Jim Crockett, and then WCW bought into it. But all along the years, I've met a lot of great guys in this business, and I've seen a lot of them pass away. But it's something that you got to desire in your heart to want to do. And this is a great career for me, and I've enjoyed every Saturday night.
Right now, looking back, how has wrestling changed that you've seen, that you've experienced? Everyone can see the changes, but from your experience, what's the biggest changes from wrestling back then in the pioneer days to now?
Is all the aerodynamics that the guys do now. All the flips. I still think the maneuverability of every individual is pretty much the same, but the guys just choreograph it a little more better than we did back then, because back then it was all about mat wrestling. It was all about winning, and these guys now are more about show, and they're, I would say they're probably in the long run a lot better athletes than we were back then, because of the things they can do now that we couldn't do then, because we didn't have anybody to show us the techniques that they have today.
Okay, today let's talk about ACW now. When was ACW started?
ACW started in 1997, right here in Anniston, Alabama. A very good friend of mine that owns a nightclub here, D4, that's his original name, and it's called D4's Nightclub. We got together and we started that, and we were just we just playing around with it, to tell you the truth. We wanted to get the guys in here and open it up and just play around with it and see what we needed to do, and how we needed something Anniston needed that it didn't have, and it was total entertainment. And it just took off like wildfire. Some of the best guys in the wrestling business today is right here at ACW, Alabama Championship Wrestling, and I poured my heart and soul into it, and I got a good friend of mine, Lord Grimm. He's a devil worshiper, I really believe that. And but he's come on, and I'm gonna tell you what, as far as the behind the scenes work, this guy's phenomenal. He's got it all down. He's really a good person when it comes to techniques on total entertainment, and I think wrestling has left the profession of being a collegiate type sport to where it's entertainment, but it's more physical now than it ever was then, because now the guys are more personal about their self than we were then. Where back then we wanted to wrestle, win, get all the money we could, hold the belts, be the champions, and we look to dominate somebody in the next town. These guys here are all about entertainment, physical ability to do things. They're about winning, but their winning concept I don't think is as strong as it was back then as it is today for the guys to want to, their maneuverability, because we got some great people. Johnny Slaughter, what a wrestler, just live and breathe wrestling every day of his life. We got B. Shane Anderson. We've got some of the great wrestlers, as you can see on the wall here. A good friend of mine, Lord Grimm, and me right behind here. And we got a lot of people coming into there. And you know, everybody wants to be a wrestler, but there really isn't but just a handful of wrestlers, because it's in here. It's where it starts. And if it's right there, there isn't anything you can't do.
So wrestling has gotten to be a lot more personal art, and it's more for the fans. Is that what you're saying now?
Oh,
It's more for the fans now.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, I don't think wrestling could continue on into the 20th century without the fans.
So it's going on 6 years now. The ACW
Absolutely.
has been going strong for 6 years.
And getting better.
What do you see now that's getting better? What can the fans be expecting now that's going to be better about ACW?
They can expect more entertainment. They can expect to see great athletes. They can expect to see better personas of a wrestler than somebody coming out in a pair of blue jeans and a pair of sneakers and wanting to be a wrestler. You come to ACW, you'll see the guys there. First of all, they're dressed for the profession. That includes Lord Grimm, because I'm telling you, you got to see this guy. He's pretty special to me, and he's helped bring a lot of talent to ACW because they've got the thing called the Legion, and I think that's great. That's a bunch of guys that just are way out there. Let me tell you, way out there. And you've got the guys that are dressed for the wrestling. They know the wrestling, they live the wrestling, and they breathe the wrestling. And at ACW, if we don't take your breath in the first match, then I guarantee you, I'll give you your money back, and you can go somewhere else and see if you can find any better entertainment.
Let's talk about some of the personalities there, some of the wrestlers now. As far as some of the changes go, there's been a lot of format changes inside the building. There's new stage, new
Runway,
commentary
got a
area,
brand new
new
runway.
runway, a lot of construction going on. Johnny Slaughter says it's all because of him, because he's the big star.
Well, you know, there comes a time when you got a new champion on the board, and you know, you got to cater to your champion. And when Johnny Slaughter became the ACW heavyweight champion, he sent a paper through to the office, and I think Lord Grimm had something to do with this, you know. But he sent a paper through the office and said things that he wanted to change, things that needed to be changed, because being a champion, he needed to really, what we want to call that, show out? Yeah.